everyone, my name is Girish Rao. Thanks for watching this video. This video was brought to you by Finkstar Academy. Okay, in this tutorial I'm going to show you how to get fit and transform yourself into an exceptional Python coder. Ready? Here's how you do it. I'm just kidding. I was going to talk about the fit and transform methods from the sklearn library. But seriously though, as a Python coder, 80% of our time is spent researching and 20% of our time is spent coding. And where does all this happen? We sit down a lot. So it is important to, move around, stretch a little bit, do some yoga, nourish the mind and the body. Then of course we sit and we code. So let's see about the fit and transform methods. So to give you some background, the sklearn library has this whole bunch of utility classes called transformer classes. Transformers are mostly used to pre-process data. Usually when you take on machine learning projects and things like that, you'll first train your model, and then you will test your model, and then finally you will apply your model to unseen data sets and things like that to glean or to predict future data and things like that. So what does this so all of these transformer classes usually have a fixed set of APIs, like the fit methods and the transform methods. All they are doing is trying to make the data uniform, like you would, if it is Gaussian type uniform distribution and things like that, you center the data or create unit variances and things like that. So the various classes like standard scalar classes or the imputer classes, they have these common API methods like the fit and transform and fit transform methods. In this tutorial, I'm just going to show you, I'm not going to teach you machine learning and the bigger aspects of data analysis and how to collect data and stuff. All I'm going to show you is the differences about where you use the fit routine, where you use the transform routine, and what are the difference between the fit transform and fit transform routines. Just simple tutorial. It's really fast and it'll show you clearly what to use, where and when and why. All right, small quick tutorial. Let's see how this is done. Okay, so let's talk about the fit method first. Almost all of the sklearn libraries models, so to speak, have this common method called the fit method. Fit, what it does is basically learns, depending on what model you're calling, it learns the underlying parameters for a given data set. For example, in this example, we use a standard scalar model. It's a transformer basically from the preprocessing library, sklearn's preprocessing library. What it does is, given a data set, it'll try to find out the underlying mean value and the standard deviation value, which is the variance. And what it does is the fit method learns these two values, and then you use transform to kind of transform your data to kind of to normalize it, not normalize, but to different transformer routines do different things. For example, standard scalar, first it centers the data around zero mean, whereas and then it makes it unit variance. So that's what the standard scalars do. Other methods do other things, but what they do is all of them, the fit method gleans or learns the underlying parameters of the data. So let's see what it does. I have my Python interactive session on the left and my script is on the right here. So all I'm going to do is cut and paste, and then we'll see line by line what it does. So let's do that. So the standard scalar, we import it from a sklearn preprocessing library. We import standard scalar, which is a utility class, a transformer utility class. Here TRNDS is our matrix, a 4x3 matrix of data. It's simple data. I just chose 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 through 11. Simple data just for illustrative purposes. We initialize a standard scalar model, and then the first thing we do is call fit on that object. The SS object is a standard scalar object, and we call the fit method. The fit method goes and it has code, it finds out the underlying parameters such as the mean and the variance of this data set, this particular training data set. Remember, in machine learning projects, data sets are often split into training, test, and sometimes you have cross-validation data sets too. So all this is so that the model is fit properly and it learns things, and the model, so that the model will predict some meaningful data or whatever you use machine learning for. So that's why so sklearn has made it really uniform. So fit is like a common API and almost all of the classes within the sklearn library. So here we get this, apply the fit, it learns the underlying parameters. So the two underlying parameters, the standard scalar transformer class learns is the mean and the variance. So here you can get the attribute, the value of the attribute mean. This is stored within the SS object. So that is what, when you call the fit, it learns and it stores it in the SS object. So you can see that the mean of this data set, each column has its own mean. So 1.5, 5.5, 9.5 for each of the three columns, and then the var underscore attribute holds the standard deviation, the variance for each of these three columns, again in the training matrix. So that's it. That's the fit method. Next, let's see the transform method. Same idea as before. I have my Python interactive shell here. I have my script running. I'll just cut and paste, go line by line. If you feel like I'm too fast, feel free to use those the buttons, the settings on the video to speed up or slow down or even pause if you want to look at the code. All of this code is in the accompanying blog, so don't worry. Just understand the concept, what it does. Don't worry about looking line by line what it is. All right, so I'm going to cut and paste. Let's see what it does. Takes a little bit of while the sklearn library to load because it is a huge library. So again, almost everything as I had shown you before. The TRN, the training data set, is the same as before. So we call the fit method over here, and it returns a standard, we call the standard scalar, we initialize the object, and we call the fit method on the object. So it learns the underlying parameters of this data, which is the mean in the case of the standard scalar class. It's the mean and the variance. Different classes have different things they learn. So, all of these transformer classes are used to, make your data kind of uniform and, so that it doesn't have, because otherwise if you don't scale it and things like that, normalize it, your machine learning might go awry if the data is kind of like, if there are outlying data points and stuff, it kind of throws the whole machine learning askew. So it is important during training to make the data more cohesive and uniform for the machine, the model. All right, so now the next thing, the new thing we do in this one is called the transform method. Now note over here that transform, we called the fit method on the training data. Now we are calling the transform method on the training data too. So what it does is it takes that data that we had over here, the simple data we had, and it centers it to zero mean, as well as scales the variance to be a unit variance. So that's what it is doing over here. So if you look at it, each column has kind of, it has a similar data because our data is very uniform for, teaching purposes. So you see that it's centered the data around zero mean. Each of the columns are centered around zero mean. And if you calculate out using the statistic package or whatever Excel spreadsheet, if you put these numbers in and calculate it out, you'll see that the standard deviation is 1 unit variance. So that's the training data. Now we also apply in machine learning, you apply the fit and the transform method to the training data. Whereas, the transform method is again applied only to the test data. You never do the fit on the test data because the test data is supposed to be unseen data. So what you're doing is you're trying to test your model to see, hey, does it, after fitting it and after learning all the underlying parameters, is it really working well for my yet unseen data? Because that's what, when you do this for a client, the client is going to eventually, if you implement this machine learning programs and stuff, they are going to give you like random unknown data, because this is, that's why your model has to be good enough. You don't want the situation of overfitting. So your model has to be good enough, to work on this unseen data. So that this is what we are doing. So, we apply the transform first on the training data, and then we transform, apply it on a test data. See, now again, for simplicity purposes, I use just a uniform simple test data. It's 30, 31, 32, 33. It's much away, if you notice, from my original test data, training data. It's slightly different. So, all right. So note here that the transform method is used on the training data first, and then we use a transform again on the test data. The test data is a little bit different from the training data. All the parameters that the object itself has stored the parameters that were learned from the training data, but we apply it on the test data. We don't use a fit method on the test data because the test data is supposed to be unseen data that is going to be coming from the outside world over there. So the model needs to work properly. That's why you do this business of call fit once but call transform twice, once on training data and the other one on test data. It's very easy to confuse training and test. So training is when you train the model. Test is supposed to be yet unseen data, and it's just to see how well the model performs, outside in the world. So that's what this difference is. All right. So next we'll see what the difference is between fit transform and the fit underbar transform method. All right, so finally we'll see what the fit underbar transform method does. It is essentially the same as before, the fit and transform. It's optimized. So the sklearn library developers, what they did is they looked at the fit method and the transform method, and they said, hey, we seem to be applying the fit and the transform on the training data all the time. So why not just fuse it and optimize the hell out of it? So they invented the fit transform method on almost all of these transformer classes, where it has this fit underbar transform method, and that's an optimized version of the fit and transform method as called on the training data. Just remember that, training data. It's not fit transform is never used on the test data. So let's see how that works. Again, I'll cut and paste it into my interactive session and see what it does. sklearn takes a bit of time. It's a big library, so it takes a bit of time to load. So here it is. If everything worked well, we should get the same exact results as a previous example that we did, where we use a fit and transform separately. So now let's go line by line. Again, I imported my sklearn library. Right here, this is where I use sklearn from sklearn pre-processing import standard scaler. So everything is the same, all the data is the same, and we just call the fit underbar transform method on the training data set this time, instead of calling fit and transform separately. And then we want to see if all the rest of the things are the same, the parameters, the learned parameters, and when we apply the transform method on the test data, do we get the same results? That is what we wanted to see. That was the whole purpose of this tutorial. So to explain what it does. All right, so we initialize a standard scalar object in SS, and what we do is, the first thing we do is we call this fit underbar transform on the training data set. So again, we see that our training data set is pretty simple as before, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on until 11. And this is the test data set. I included this earlier for this particular example. Again, you see it is far apart from, the training data set. It is 30, 31, and so on. So, it's the same kind of similar data, but it's to the right. It's more skewed to the right. So again, if we look at this from the previous session, this is the same value. It took the training data set and it centered it at 0 mean, as well as the variance, it made it unit variance. So, if you plug in these values into your Excel spreadsheet, you'll see that it is 0 mean as well as unit variance. So again, we see what is the mean. It's the same thing as before, 1.5, 5.5, 9.5. What is the standard deviation of the original data? And it is 1.25. So that is what. So a fit underbar transform is used on the training data set. It does the same thing as before, as we did fit and transform separately. Instead of that, what it did is it optimized, sklearn library optimized the fit and the transform separately on the training data, and it made the fit underbar transform method. So that's what it did. So it's just 2 steps were optimized into 1 step. So now it saves time. When you do this on large data sets, it saves a lot of time. So that's what it is all about. And then finally, we call transform. Note, we don't call fit transform on the test data. We only call transform on the data. So again, the data is exact same as when we did it as 3 steps before in the previous example that we did. Instead of 3 steps, we now do it in 2 steps. So it's big time savings. You'll see this when you have a client, a real world project, and you have this huge data set, and you try to apply these routines and stuff. That one simple optimization step, it saves you a lot of time. So that's why. So use fit once and transform once on the training data set, and use transform again on the test data set. You don't use fit on the test data set. All right. So that's all. That's the difference between the fit transform and fit underbar transform methods in sklearn. These APIs are uniform in all the classes. You'll see all the classes. The transformer classes have the fit. Almost all of the classes, sklearn classes, have the fit method. The transformer classes especially have the fit transform and the transform method. So all right, so we learned about fit, we learned about transform, and we learned about fit transform. How fit transform is an optimized version of fit and transform as operated on the training data set. Well, I hope you learned something useful in this tutorial. This tutorial was brought to you by Finxtra Academy.